Welcome to the D5 3.1 Interactive Presentation tutorial. Interactive presentation turns a D5 scene into a 3D presentation that you can click, switch, and use to communicate your design in real time, rather than relying only on rendered images and animations. At the heart of interactive presentation are two key elements: variable sets and slides. A variable set stores different scene states. These can include material options, furniture layouts, environment settings, design alternatives, and more. A slide defines the camera view, much like an item in the scene list. The difference is that each slide can use its own variable sets. For example, one slide can present material and furniture options, while another can focus only on the drawer interaction. Now that we understand these two essentials, let's move into the walkthrough. Click the Presentation button in the upper right corner of the main interface to enter the Interactive Presentation Editor. The presentation list in the lower left lets us create multiple presentation projects. The slide list runs along the bottom, and the panel on the right is where we configure variable set settings. Variable sets are the foundation of interactive presentation. They can record changes to materials, properties, environment settings, visibility, transforms, camera views, and more. First, create a new presentation. You can double-click its name to rename it. Before creating a variable set, add a slide at the bottom to establish the camera view. Before any variable sets are created, D5 provides several presets in the panel on the right. To create a drawer open and close interaction, select Transform. This creates a variable set that records object transforms. In the Variable Set Editor, the section below records each state. D5 creates an initial state by default. You can refresh or delete it as needed. Open the drawer in the scene. Then click Add State in the lower left corner and name it Open. Next, close the drawer and add another state named Closed. With the states ready, we need a trigger to control the drawer. Click Add 3D Trigger on the right, then place the trigger point in the scene. Now, let's look at the trigger settings. There are two trigger types: Actor and Object. With Actor, you click the circular control in the scene to open or close the drawer. With Object, the circle disappears, and you choose a specific model in the scene as the trigger. Here, select the drawer itself. You can now click the drawer directly to control it. There are also two trigger modes, Toggle and List. Each one suits a different use case. In Toggle mode, clicking the 3D trigger switches states immediately. No selection panel appears. That makes it ideal for on-off interactions such as doors, lights, and drawers. In List mode, clicking the trigger opens a selection panel instead of switching immediately. This is better for choices such as material options, furniture layouts, and design schemes. Style controls how the trigger appears. You can choose either an icon or text. In Icon mode, adjust the icon size, choose whether it always faces the camera, and decide whether it is attached to an object. When attached, the icon moves with that object. In Text mode, enter your own label. Size, camera-facing behavior, and object attachment work in the same way. For this drawer, choose Object and Toggle. Then set the transition animation above to ease in and out. Return to the main presentation screen when you are finished. To make the variable set easier to identify later, double-click it and rename it Drawer Toggle. Finally, select the slide where you want to use this interaction and enable the Drawer Switch variable set. Click Play Presentation to enter playback mode. Click the drawer with the mouse to confirm that it opens and closes as intended. Next, let's look at a few more common interactive presentation workflows. Click the plus icon. Set the variable set scope to Material and Property, then click Create. As before, delete the default state if you do not need it. Open the Asset Library, apply different materials to the floor, and fine-tune the UV settings as needed. Then click Add State. Repeat this for each material option. Afterward, the automatically generated thumbnails may not show the materials clearly. D5 provides two ways to improve them. First, adjust the camera so the material fills the frame. Then click Refresh or right-click to capture a cover image. If you have many states, use the button in the middle to recapture every cover image at once. If you've made your own thumbnail, you can also right-click in D5 to upload it. Back in this example, add a 3D trigger. Set the mode to List and adjust the icon size as needed. Return to the main interface and rename the material variable set. Select the second slide and enable the material variable set. Click Play Presentation. Unlike the drawer example, clicking the trigger now opens a panel where you can choose different material combinations with ease. Here, we have prepared 4 dining chair options, A, B, C, and D. Click the plus icon. Set the variable set scope to Visibility, then click Create. Again, delete the default state if you do not need it. In the scene list on the left, hide B, C, and D and keep A visible. Click Add State. Then hide A, C, and D, show B, and add another state. Repeat the same process for the remaining options. This time, we can replace the default thumbnails with prepared images, giving the presentation a more polished look. Finally, place a 3D trigger and choose List Mode. Return to the main interface, rename the chair variable set, then select the third slide and enable it. Click Play Presentation to see how easily you can compare the different chair options. These 3 examples show how straightforward it is to build interactions in D5. Now that we have built an interactive presentation, let's look at how variable sets work across slides. Every variable set created in a project can be reused on different slides. Simply enable the relevant variable set on each slide. There is one behavior to keep in mind. In this scene, suppose we select one chair option on the current slide, then move to the next slide to change the floor material. By default, the chair selection may reset. If you want to keep changes made during the presentation, open the presentation settings in the upper left corner and enable the option to Keep States On switch. The selected state will then stay in place as you move between slides. In addition to the 6 core interaction types, D5 provides a Details preset for adding text, images, and links to your scene. Presentation mode also works in VR. Once the presentation is running, click the VR button in the upper right corner to enter VR mode. You can explore the space immersively and use controllers to operate the interactive content, making the experience more engaging and intuitive. Finally, let's look at streaming in presentation mode. What if the other computer does not have D5 installed but still needs to use the presentation? It's simple. Start the presentation on computer A, then enable streaming from the upper right corner. Send the generated link to computer B. Open it in a browser, enter the streamed presentation, and click full screen. The presentation can then be viewed and used directly in the browser. Interactive presentation lets designers turn interior, exterior, and product scenes in D5 into more vivid and intuitive presentation tools. That concludes this D5 interactive presentation tutorial. See you in the next video.